Hello and welcome, and thanks so much for being with us here on India Today. I'm Chaiti Narula, joining you live from Manhattan in New York. Today I'm being joined by somebody very special, somebody that the entire nation wants to hear from today, especially me. Because this is a man who's a comedian, he's a musician, he's an entrepreneur, he's an actor, and all of that rolled into one and much, much more. He speaks the truth, he makes the audiences laugh. Please join me in welcoming Veer Das on this very special exclusive broadcast. Veer, thank you so much and appreciate you joining me here today.
Thank you. I hope you're happy to be at the Emmys like I am.
I'm very excited.
Right.
Very, very excited. Firstly, congratulations about being nominated. Did you feel you'll get nominated?
No, I don't feel like I'll get served dinner most nights. So I'm very happy to be nominated for an Emmy for Indian comedy.
Recently, you raked up a controversy, and I don't know, we don't want to talk much about it because, you know, it's so, how do I put it? You are trying there to just do your job as a comedian and make people laugh.
Yes.
And the dictionary meaning of black comedy, I looked it up, and I want to read it out. It says, dictionary meaning of black comedy, a type of comedy in which tragic or distressing subject matter is dealt with in a humorous way. And you even mentioned that people are going to look at this, hear this, and know there is a gigantic joke, and it's not really funny. You mention it. Don't you think you've proved a point to your critics in that sense?
Look, I think my job is to make you laugh. And my job is to write jokes. That's really all I do. I think laughter is a celebration. And I think when a room fills up with laughter and applause, that's pride. And that's joy. It's pure love. And I think any Indian with a sense of humor, who enjoys satire and who watches my entire video will know that's what happened in my video and will feel love and feel amazing.
Do you think there's a journalist within you? Did you ever want to be a journalist? Because you
No,
know,
I did not want to be a journalist.
your satires speak the truth. There's a lot of truth in the way you deal
Comedians
with
are
humor.
outrageous. We say outrageous things. I don't think that we're just trying to make you laugh. That's it. We will make fools of ourselves. We will do whatever it takes that I send you home flying on a cloud. That's my job.
And you laugh at yourself too.
I
know
make
that
fun of
I've-
myself more than anything else in the show.
Yeah. What is the kind of appreciation that you have received for this piece that has now been nominated for the Emmys, international Emmys?
It's been insane. You know, we did a Netflix special with like one blue door and like one guy sitting with a mic, and then to be nominated along these shows that have, I don't know, $200-300 million budgets on the same thing. And matlab apna darwaza 10,000 rupees ka tha. CD, you know. So to be
Ek blue neela darwaza tha wahan
yeah,
par.
and just to be here, it's all a blessing. Like I said, if I
But how do you do it? You know, I don't understand. You're pulling together this entire act where you have an episode, say you're pitched against episodes where there is like multiple people working in it, multiple characters
Yeah, yeah.
holding fort for that entire hour or whatever that period is. And here you are just a one-man show pulling it all along. It's very tough. How do you prepare? Does it come naturally? What goes behind the scenes?
No, I think laughter is a very pure connection, you know, between two people. And so once you find that connection with an audience, it doesn't go away. You know, you can fit throughout the. So a lot of people are like, "Tum 60 minute ke liye karte kaise ho?" Once you find a connection with an audience, it just goes, it flies.
But what happens in the back end during the preparation when you're preparing as well, when you're writing your jokes too? Are you somewhere anticipating that this is what's going to make people laugh, or it's just that you write and you know that it's going to make
No, you never know what's going to make people laugh. You just write, you know, with who you are. You know, I think we've interacted a limited amount, but
Yes.
You can, if you've met me, I'm hoping I seem pretty authentic in terms of who I am.
Very much.
And I think if that comes through for any comic or musician or performer or, you know, thespian in their art, that'll be a connection.
I remember watching you at the NCPA, and I was very young at that point of time, to be very honest. And
I was too.
I used to actually live in Colaba. I used to drive off to NCPA just to watch your show, and I watched it multiple times actually.
Yeah.
History of India, Veer written. Even from those days till today, the love of the country that you portray in your act really comes through? What is it about the country that you love so much?
I think we are beautiful, hilarious people. That's it. So yeah, laughter sounds the same everywhere in the world. That's the wonderful thing about laughter. But then to have laughter and joy be for who we are, that's a wonderful thing.
And every act of yours has been very honest. I've noticed that.
But I think so. I think as you get older as a comic, you start to access who you are a little bit more.
Yeah. Do you think the comedians need any kind of censorship today? Do you think there has to be a level of censorship because increasingly there is a call for it? And I personally would say it's rather unnecessary.
I think there are two responses to a joke. You either laugh. If you laugh, you keep watching. And if you don't laugh, maybe you'll watch something else. And hopefully that will give you joy.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think that's a comedian will respond to that as well. You know, if a joke works, it works. You'll hear laughter. If it doesn't, you won't.
Commentary on a particular society is in a very hilarious bend. It's a true commentary on society, and then of course there's a hilarious angle to it, and that's what makes you stand out, Veer. I don't know if you know that your USP is that. Did you conscientiously develop that USP where you observe society, the political and cultural predispositions, took your influences from there and then wrote your piece?
You're giving me way too much credit.
I'm telling you.
I wake up in the morning and I think of funny things and I hope they'll make people happy and I say them in the evening.
But I love the way you even notice the nuances in society, which there are comedians who do different things and they're very funny in that particular way. But in your particular case, it's more about society and the nuances, and you're very alert in terms of what's going on with the recent developments or news or whatever. How do you keep yourself up to speed and twist it around into comedy?
I just talk to people a lot and just see what people are talking about. And you leave me at an airport, I'm very happy. I like people watching. I don't know. Like I said, it feels very, very to intellectualize your art feels. I don't know how to do it.
I want to just digress a little bit. I believe, and I heard this from my sources in Netflix, that you've crowdsourced your wardrobe.
Yeah, I have.
Apparently.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't track you down on social media, in fact, to know this, but somebody at Netflix told me that Veer's crowdsources wardrobe. Why have you crowdsourced?
This is a big platform.
So?
I don't know when I'm going to get to be here. And we didn't expect to be here. And this whole special was about trying to reinvent stand-up from a humility perspective. No fancy stage, 3 steps. No fancy costume, pajamas and juttis. No fancy set, audience just sitting there, lit. Coming from a place of just who we are. So suddenly if I went and got some fancy designer with the outfit that cost 3 lakhs or whatever, that's the complete opposite of the intention of this special. So
lovely.
We found a kid, his name is Pradeep Bhatt, and he's from Uttarakhand. And he's a 4th year graduate at NIFT. So he's still studying in college. Wow. And I was just like, I'll wear your stuff here. So somebody who's struggling and somebody who needs the platform. So he's designed it. It's good. I just looked at it 15 minutes ago. It fits. And we paid him for it. And now after I'm done, we'll auction it.
And what about the process of crowdfunding?
I just put out an Instagram post. You know me, I don't interact with the media ever.
I know.
I just kind of use my own social media and my own platform. And so I just put it out on Instagram. We got 3,000 designers who wrote to us in like a week, and we just found this kid.
That's so lovely.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's at the Emmys too.
Oh, fantastic. I'll get to meet him then.
No, he's not here. Like his stuff is here.
Oh, his stuff is here. All right. I want to know, what about your act struck a chord universally at a global level? Because your jokes are so nuanced to India, whether it is Chyawanprash, whether it is Parle Ji, those small little references you make. Only if you grow up in India, you understand those references.
Well, we explain those references, right? And also, I think it comes from a place of enjoying your own country. So I think people can relate to that as well.
Were you flooded with Chyawanprashes and Parle Ji?
Yeah, I got some 3 cartons of Parle Ji. I got every flavor of Chyawanprash. I got sent every flavor of Old Monk rum. I got a lot of selfies of people with biscuits and doing all of that stuff. I got a lot of selfies from the Buland Darwaza. It became slightly cultural, meme-ish. kind
So
of a
you
thing.
have Parle-G for the rest of your life now?
I think so. I think unlimited supply unka to milega. So yeah. So
And Chyawanprash too, you dislike the taste?
yeah, I mean, I've since COVID time I've started eating it a little bit.
Just show me what you do. What is this thing that you do when you have
I
Chyawanprash? What
forget.
was it?
Yeah.
No, please show
You know,
it
once
to
I'm
us.
done editing it, I just don't look at the special anymore. It's gone.
It was really funny though, what you did with that. What is your take on other comedians in India today?
I think it's great. I think there's never been more comedians. I think I'd love to see more venues for comedy. You know, there's not a lot of places where new comics can go up. Like we either go from 20-seater to like NCPA. You know, see that there's no 100-seater, 150-seater, 200-seater. You know, so you can graduate up. So a lot of times a comedian is in a 30-40-seater venue, and then you have to wait till you're successful enough to fill a big venue.
Correct.
But that can sometimes be 5 years.
So are you trying to tell me either there's an open mic with like just like a few audiences, or there's an NCPA with a packed room, but nothing like a comedy club culture that you see in
Yeah, I'd love to see
Manhattan?
more comedy clubs in India. Yeah,
You'd love to see that?
Yeah, I would.
And do you think there's enough talent for that in India
more
too?
than enough in many languages.
But do you think they're going to be scared to perform now with all that is going on, whether it is Munawar Farooqi, whether it is, you know, whatever? You think they would be scared to come out there and crack their jokes the way they would like to, ideally?
I can't speak to what their experience is. I can only speak to what their intention is. And I think their intention is the most beautiful thing in the world. So I hope they'll keep following their intention.
And do you feel that many would take a step back from this art? I would like to call this art. It's so beautiful what you create over there. It's not easy to make somebody laugh. It's not.
No.
And it's such an amazing art that, do you think somewhere they would feel stifled about coming out there and speaking what they really want to, which is actually funny, and in a way not funny too, because it's the truth?
I hope no one ever has to think so much about cracking jokes. They're just jokes.
Yeah.
That's really all you can say is, you know, they make you laugh.
Right. And what do you have to say about people who don't find these jokes funny? Because it's very unfortunate they don't.
I hope you find something that makes you laugh and fall off your chair. And I hope you'll post about the things that you love so that we all can watch them.
What do you have to say about being at the Emmys, at this international platform, after all that has taken place in the country, and for you to get recognized more so over here than back there in your own country?
My job ends when I hear the laughs, and then you don't think about it. You only think about getting more laughs. That's it. You know, my job is really simple. I have people in front of me, and I want to make you feel good. And I will say anything to make you feel good. And if you feel good, the only thing I think about is the next time I can make somebody else feel good. That's all I'm thinking about. So it's, you know, at the Emmys, I will make my wife feel good. And I will make sure that she enjoys that experience. And I will write jokes about the Emmys. So that the next time I see you in the audience, I can make you feel good with that.
Right.
That's my job. That's it. It's really a tiny job. And it's really very focused. Look at the person in the eye, make them laugh.
So, you know, a lot of times voice of dissent is always met with brickbats. And I say this as a journalist. And there's a lot of browbeating that takes place. There's a lot of brickbats that come your way. How does one deal with something of that nature?
I'm an artist. I will humbly accept any feedback that comes my way, positive or negative, at all times. So if you appreciate my work, I appreciate you. And if you don't appreciate my work, I appreciate you. That's
And
it.
I think the naysayers and the critics have to hear this from you.
No, I humbly accept any feedback from anyone. And that will always inform my art, feedback.
Tell me a little more about OTT platforms that are giving voices and platform to underrepresented talent which did not find its way earlier in mainstream. And today, look at them, where they are and how big they've become.
I think it's great because you're fighting the battle of time. You're no longer fighting the battle of budgets, right? So I'm right next to a 200 crore movie. And we're both just fighting for an hour and a half of your time. And I have a shot.
Yeah.
Because I'm right there next to a 200 crore movie. And we have an equal shot. both of us.
Sure.
There's no theaters to be booked out. There's no, gigantic machine. We're just right next to each other. And there's an equal chance you'll click on either one of us. And I think that's an amazingly democratic opportunity for content creators.
I love the fact that you use a democratic opportunity, words like that as well, because it's so important for even platforms to realize that they're subscription-based today and there has to be less censorship. Creative liberties sometimes end up getting stifled in many nations around the world. The minute you go ahead and defy the cultural or societal predispositions, there's a bit of a backlash too. And hence, this kind of a discourse in the country, shouldn't that be promoted more? Let people come out and say what they want. It's democratic.
None of these are my decisions. Like I said, it's to give oneself that much importance isn't, it's, you're just trying to make people laugh. These are big decisions for big people. So,
but you are big today. You're the biggest thing that can happen to comedy in India. So let's not even mince our words there saying that you're just another comedian, because you're a very big comedian in this country
so what,
today.
when I'm standing in front of you, what matters who's big, small, etc., etc., you'll be like, hasa mere ko. Seedhi baat, na? Now, if I stand in front of you at Madison Square Garden, or if I stand in front of you at Wankhede Stadium, or if I stand in front of you at Kakku Club, or if I stand in front of you in your dining table with a mic, the expectation is exactly the same. Make me feel good. Make me laugh. It makes no difference. Where you are, what size you are, how famous you are, nothing. Just make me laugh.
And what is the secret to cracking a good joke?
Cracking a good joke? You hear laughter. You can feel happiness in a room when a joke is good. It's beautiful.
No, what's the secret of writing one?
You write it, and if you don't get that response, you keep rewriting it until you get it.
And what happened during the lockdown when you could not perform in front of an audience? Because I do understand, as a performer who is on stage, who probably feeds on the laughter coming in from the audience and is then sitting in the lockdown, is not being able to get that reaction. How were those 2 years in COVID?
If I'm going to talk about one of my achievements, that's an achievement I'm proud of. I did Zoom shows and I earned 40 lakhs for COVID charities.
Wow.
Through Zoom shows. I did 37 shows every time for a different charity. So I was able to do it on Zoom, and people tuned in and we laughed because we raised money for COVID relief.
That's fantastic to hear. What next in your career, Veer?
Next, I'm going to tour a lot because I haven't been able to in 2 years, right? So I acted a lot during the pandemic. There's enough shooting been done, so I want to tour at least for the next 6-8 months. Then I'll have a movie and a series towards the end of next year.
Are you at the liberty to reveal what that is to us?
I can't.
Okay,
no, I'm still writing both of them.
The tour, where all are your tours?
I'll go to 38 countries this year.
Wow. And what is the content of these comedies?
It'll keep changing. I'll keep rewriting it after every show, but it'll be me, I guess.
And when you say it's going to be me, it's going to be a lot of satire, black comedy, political satire.
In a 2-hour show, you see a mix of everything. You'll talk about your family. You'll talk about your dog. You'll talk about traveling. You'll talk about COVID. You'll talk about the world. You'll talk about all of those things. No, I mean, no comedian is a one-trick pony.
So I want to, put this out to people out there. You're not coming there with an agenda. It is just that that particular thing at that particular time makes sense and it's funny, and you're just saying it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm just making people laugh.
So it's going to be across the board, different subjects, different topics, and at that point of time, if you feel that there's a certain political joke to be cracked, you will crack it.
Yeah, like if you look at whatever Joe Biden does this week, they'll talk about this week, they won't talk about it next week, no? At the end of the day.
Right.
So but we'll keep talking about our families, we'll keep talking about our values, we'll keep talking about everything.
And isn't it as simple as that for any comedian like you?
I think so. Everywhere in the world, comedians just want to make people laugh.
And are comedians misunderstood today?
No. I mean, there are outpourings of love and support and laughter. If they're laughing, they understand the joke.
Everything can't be this utopian, because I know that there is just, misunderstanding. As a journalist, I can tell you that we are misunderstood sometimes when we have an opinion.
And what do you do once you're misunderstood?
No, you don't. You continue to do your job. That's it. That's it.
That's
yes,
it.
yes. So even
You know
same
what you're
goes-
doing, right?
Yeah,
You know what your
absolutely,
intentions are.
Absolutely.
You continue to do your job.
Correct.
That's the
correct.
only choice any of us have. Continue to do your job.
And I'm very happy you say that, and more power to you. I wish that you get nominated for more of your pieces going forward, more of your work going forward, because if today I switch on an OTT platform and there's one comedian I want to watch, it's you.
Thank you. I deeply appreciate that. Thank you.
And I wish you win this Emmy award. All the best for
I'm
it.
just here to take selfies. Whether I win or I don't win, it doesn't matter. This is a joy and a privilege, and it's an honor.
Selfie is going to be with me after this interview.
Right.
So that is Veer Das exclusively speaking to us on India Today. We genuinely hope he comes home, makes India proud at the International Emmy 2021.